taking back the crown. I'm all dressed up and naked. I see what's mine and take it. Oh yeah, the crown. So close I can taste it. I see what's mine and take it. Oh yeah.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's me, the Ninja Reviewer here. Welcome to another exciting review of, to all my brony fans as well, My Little Pony Season 7, Episode number 6 review. Now, like I said before, this is a new thing going on where the Canadian channel Treehouse is airing 2 episodes each weekend. We have today, Saturday, and then tomorrow there's another episode. But a lot of people are going to be like, some of the quality is actually really good. There is HD versions, but some of them are kind of like ass, and the audio sometimes is kind of ass, so it's hard to hear most of the time. But regardless, though, I did manage to actually watch the episode, like, early. So again, this is the new thing, because avoiding spoilers is kind of hard. We all know this. And at least it's not like what the UK did, how they just, like, skipped one episode, then they went to the season finale. So, to be honest, that's not really too bad, unlike what happened last time. So, I can deal with this. This is fine. I mean, hey, the more early pony, the better for us. So, that way, at least I can get these reviews out at least. So, it's going to be hell, don't get me wrong, because that's, like, a shit ton of videos I have to do over the weekend. But if one of the episodes, like let's say episode 7's late, I do apologize if it's a little late. But it is what it is. Let's just dive right into episode 6, which is, what was it again? Philly Forever. That's what it's called. So basically this episode's about, Rarity, it's, just her doing her thing. Where her technically, just trying to take care of her boutique. And hey, we see Sassy Saddles, which is, pretty cool that we get to see her at the beginning. It's great that we're seeing a character like her again. This is like, what, the 3rd appearance we're seeing from her now? Which is cool, because I am actually glad she is making more of an appearance. Because with her around, it's kind of great that it looks like the staff is giving all these secondary characters like more time to shine, which I love. This is a really great direction that the writers are going with now, which I really like the tone for this season on like where it's going. So GG, so props to them. It's not just, okay, we're gonna do it for this one fan service episode, which is slice of life, and then that's it. It's like, no, this is the time where we finally get all these secondary characters their moment to shine, which is cool. So basically what happens is that while everything, Sassy Saddle is just freaking out over stuff, and Rarity's like, look, don't worry, man, I got this. So, whatever. So Rarity's just looking through her drawer, and she realizes there's a photo. Now look at this photograph. Sorry, I had to go with that joke. When it comes to that. And we see that Rarity sees a photograph of Sweetie Belle and her together, and she's like, oh my god, like, I haven't really seen my sister like in a really long time. Like, I've just been having like these 3 different jobs. It's just, I haven't really spent time with her. So it is really nice of Rarity to gain that really big sister sense is her tingling, I guess, and she's like, wow, I've really been letting my sister out of the equation lately. I really should see her. And she's having one of those classic Rarity breakdowns. You see her on the couch, having a breakdown and crying, like remembering all the good times. So there was that too. It was also, it was pretty funny. And I will admit, it is kind of sad at the same time. Because it's like, hey, that's kind of like the struggle. How you're like so busy with your entire life. You don't always have the time to basically do what you have to do, which is, attend to, sometimes your main family means. Like, with me, sometimes I work really hard, and there are times where I don't get to see my main family that often as much as I used to, except, sometimes when it comes to occasions and stuff like that. So it is what it is. But, that again, I do have them on social media, so it is what it is on that too. But still, it's like, so I think it's actually kind of like, relatable in that sense. I kind of felt the same with Rarity on that, but realizing the reality when she actually wants to go when she visits Sweetie Belle, she's not the same little filly that she used to bond with back then. As we can see that Sweetie Belle is signs of growing up, as we see her in the next scene, where basically she's taking all these clients, helping out with every pony's problems, just like, they were meant to do after the season 5 finale. And this is a great way that I like Now, I believe, yeah, this is the first episode in season 7 that we get to see the Cutie Mark Crusaders together again, which is actually really cool. And I really like how this started off, because you could see that Apple Bloom and Scootaloo, sorry, why did I forget her name? Oh my god, I shouldn't really, but I don't know what the hell's going on. So Scootaloo and Apple Bloom, and they're basically, you know, just, you know, helping out, I forget what that pony's name is, Chip Cutter, that was his name, Chip Cutter. And Chip Cutter is trying to actually create this really awesome sculpture. The thing is that he hasn't really figured out how to actually sculpt anything, only besides like his lunch that he did. So basically it's like, okay, you take that sandwich, right? Okay, now just how would you do with your sandwich, and except just do exactly what you did with that. So basically, thanks to Sweetie Belle, you know, with the confidence. So instead of thinking about exactly how to sculpt something that means to him like a dragon, he actually gives him the idea to actually sculpt something that means something to him. Something that actually helps him out with his problems. And that is the Cutie Mark Crusaders themselves. And after that, he gets his Cutie Mark in sculpting, which is actually really impressive. So I really love the fact that the Cutie Mark Crusaders are actually learning, or actually developing as almost mature little preteen ponies, and that's actually really cool. And just the way we're seeing them grow up is, you know, is actually really cool. And this is the way I wish they could have done this back in season 6, but only one episode, sadly, which was with Gabby. But here, you know, this is turning out to be really well. I really love this. So we have that in mind. Then all of a sudden, Rarity just comes popping out of nowhere.
Surprise, motherfucker.
And when that happens, we actually get to see her. She's like, oh, hey, what's up, Sweetie Belle? You know, I haven't seen you, you know, in a very long time, you know, with all my business and all that. You know, I would like to do the stuff that you used to do and stuff when, you know, when you were a Philly. So then, or just, well, you were still a Philly, but way younger than that. So she's like, well, alright, fine. I mean, but I do have responsibilities with clients. And Rarity is really inspired on how much she sees, on how much she actually has improved over the years. But she hasn't really learned too much of how much Sweetie Belle has changed over those months. We see that basically try to do her favorite things as she used to do when she was much more younger. Now she prefers a little bit more mature things. I wouldn't say too mature, but a bit more older, you know, for her age. We get to see, you know, her basically develop more into a more older kid. And we see that she's like, oh, I'm into this kind of theater. Or instead of this ice cream thing, I just want like a salad. Like, a salad's just as good, or like whatever. Like, no need for this, really. She goes like, you know, so yeah, but these used to be your favorite things. And she's like, well, yeah, but you've been gone for so long, you keep forgetting I'm not that little Philly anymore. So, oh yeah, and there was this one scene I liked too, which was funny. Like, while after they were getting the balloons, they had this one scene where technically they're just doing all these costumes and shit. That was actually a pretty fun moment. That was actually pretty funny. Like, I like the little sheep Sweetie Belle. It was so cute. I like it. It was adorable. I like when she was a sheepy. That was cute. Then she becomes like an egg. Then she dresses up as like a sea creature. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Okay. So this is like kind of weird. But anyways, though, right after that happens, at the very end, she gets pretty pissed off at her due to the fact that it's like, well, you've been gone for so long. I'm not that little girl anymore. I'm a little more older. I'm grown up a bit now. So that's just what happens. Like, you know, like, you gotta realize that time has passed. You know, I've matured, and I'm pretty sure you have as well. So basically what happens is, you know, while that happens, there's another side story too, which I forgot to mention about this other pony. I forget her name. Basically, she's trying to get like her puppy, well, not puppy, but her grown dog, in order to play with her like the toys he used to play. But unfortunately, that's not the case because, well, the problem is the dog is older. He wants to do something that's not toy related. He wants to play fetch. He wants to do all kinds of cool activities. But playing with a little toy is just not going to please him. It's like, I'm not a puppy anymore. I don't find that amusing. So basically, that's, you know, the case. And what I really liked how it hit home was basically the fact that the lesson was actually taught by Sweetie Belle through this girl and the dog, which I'm like, wow, okay, that was actually kind of normal compared to what it would normally occur to. So when it comes to that, that was actually really cool. Now, what do I think of? So after learning that lesson, I like the very end though, which I thought was actually, you know, pretty cute. How like at the end, instead of getting like the little tiny ice cream, she gets like a bigger dessert. And she's like, okay, well, you know, hey, it's something. And you know, like, yeah, and it's actually kind of little, you know, it's kind of funny too. At the end, they both have like a little messy mouth, like with the ice cream, and I take like a photo. Overall, when it comes to this episode, I really liked it. I thought it was a really good episode. It was much better than the previous episode we had with Fluttershy. This episode was so good that it relates deep in heart when it comes to like people who have really busy lives, whether it be relative, whether it be siblings, whether it to be aunts or uncles, cousins, etc., etc., or not even that. Mainly also just parents too. How basically it's like, you know, when your kid gets a little older and you have like one parent that's mainly the one that's actually looking after them, the other one's just way too busy with their overscheduled work. So it's like, I can understand that. And that actually hits a lot of people home, and like including me, how it's like I kind of feel bad because there are times where I want to spend time like and I haven't seen much in a while. How it's like, you know, like my cousins or whatever, especially like my little cousin. It's like, wow, man, like I remember like all these things I used to do with him and stuff like that, and like it's pretty cool. Like, you know, like I miss those kind of things. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, it does bring you nostalgia memories, but at the same time, it's not gonna feel the same when you're older and you have more knowledge of what's to come in the world and what you do as more responsible. And it's nice to spend time with each other, but you know, you gotta put your responsibilities first. So that's kind of the model here I'm seeing. And what I like about the model is the moral is the fact that, you know, sure, you know, it's really great to spend time with each other, which will never change because that's always great. But it's about time that we do things different that are new, that are more suitable for both of us to enjoy, you know, out of age. So that was actually really cute. That was really good, and I enjoyed the lesson a lot. Now, was there anything that I didn't like about the episode? I don't know. There wasn't really anything that much to actually bothered me to that point. I mean, it wasn't groundbreaking or great or anything like that. It did take a while to get the story moving, just like a bit, because there were some times where it did feel like a bit slow, but not too slow though, where technically it's like, I don't know. I really liked it. I mean, if I could find some stuff to nitpick about, I mean, it's just basically, you know, it's not like groundbreaking or anything like that, because again, we've seen this kind of, I mean, you might have seen somewhat some of these stories, not in MLP, mind you, but in other type of shows. You might have seen this kind of story beforehand, but other than that, that's technically it. That's pretty much the main majority to take away from, I guess. And, I guess, I just didn't really see the point of Sassy Saddles at the beginning, I guess. I mean, it was great to see her again, but it's like, I thought she would kind of be relatable back into the story, how it's like, oh, so how did everything go? You know, hey, darling, how did everything go? And it's like, I was really expecting, like, technically, like, to get, like, a little thing at the end where, like, Rarity goes back and she finds, like, Sassy Saddles and, like, something was, like, screwed up or something. I thought they were going to do something like that. I was like, oh, damn it, that would have been such a payoff. I wanted to see that. But it is what it is. So the episode gets a 4 out of 5 from me. So overall, yeah, a very good episode, and I'll go back to it from time to time again. So, some little bits of time to time compared to the other one. I would say this episode was far more better. So 4 out of 5. I'm excited for tomorrow's episode because of the reveal of, you know, Rainbow Dash's parents tomorrow. So I am very, very stoked for that episode tomorrow. And I'm really stoked. I really can't wait to see what their parents are going to be like. But the one I am really, really hyped for is way later on for Perfect Pair episode 13, which that's way further down. But we might get it sooner than we think, which is great because I'm stoked as fuck for that. So you already know me. Let's go! So I'm hyped for that. So 4 out of 5. Very good episode. Really enjoyed it a lot. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below of this week's episode of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 7 Episode 6. Forever Philly, what'd you think of the moral? What'd you think of seeing Sweetie Belle and the Kitty Mark series again? And so now, is this a better episode than Sisterhood Social, or do you think Sisterhood Social is a lot better compared to this episode? To me, yes, Sisterhood Social will still be a much better episode. You know, to me, when it comes to that, yeah, it's much better than this one, but it's close. It will be in second place for me. That will be in first, and this will be like the second best episode for Rarity and Yeah, so I would say, so I would say this one is pretty good. So it was a pretty good episode. I would say it's second place compared to Sisterhood Social, so it's second place, so not too bad. So that's it. I'll see you guys actually tomorrow, or if not, if I'm late, I apologize, and probably Monday for the review of episode 7. And yeah, I will catch you guys later. So don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe as always. Yeah, so don't forget to check out my online plugins, my Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, the Equestria Daily Discord, the new chat thing I have, which is Riot. I have that too, and my gaming tags as well, which is technically my gaming tags as well. You know, PSN and my Steam and Nintendo Network. So until then, that's it. Peace, soul, love, chicken grease, and the sky is the limit. Anime manga fans, keep supporting what you read and what you watch. And bronies, broho, brony on. See you guys either tomorrow or Monday for the episode 7 review.